everyone, and welcome to another episode of Talking Games with Kellie and Andrew. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Kellie.
I'm in a new room.
Wow, and I'm in a new age.
You're in a new... That sounds so much more cool than I think you meant it to.
I'm in a new age of intelligence.
We've entered the Kellie age. I apologize in advance if this sounds at all echoey. It is a room with nothing in it at the moment. I'm freshly in a new home, which means I set up this setup for work and for this, but it does mean that I don't have anything to absorb sound. So hopefully when I start putting some books and pillows and games and stuff in here, they kind of eat up that sound like little chicken nuggets.
Maybe your soft head will eat up some sound.
What? My soft head is right here, though. It's already here.
Oh.
My head is delicate.
Do you have a hard head or soft head?
My skull is like...
Oh, wow.
I got a tough skull for some reason.
I think my skull is probably pretty normal hardness. I don't know.
I probably have a normal skull hardness. I just have a tolerance for like bopping the front of it, so.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I don't even know if video games are still real because I've been spending 2 weeks doing nothing but home things, which is good. I'm very fortunate. I'm very happy, but it does mean that the last time I picked up a video game controller was 3 days before we last recorded to play some Avowed. And since we last recorded, that's not true. I touched controllers, but it was to place them in boxes.
Well, I have to tell you that video games have been canceled.
So
they're not around anymore, so you don't have to worry about that.
What do we do then? Like, what's this become?
I don't know. We just got to clock out, I guess. Maybe we could talk about
You're getting paid?
We could talk about board games.
Yeah, our titling
mobile...
is vague enough. No, don't finish that.
Maybe sport games. Maybe like outdoor games, X Games.
Oh, what if
the Olympics?
What if me and you got really into like lawn games? Like this week, like Kellie and Andrew are going to review darts. What is darts?
Lawn darts.
Isn't that illegal?
Yeah.
We
don't have to actually play them. We can just talk about them.
No, Kellie, we have to meet up once every 2 weeks in one of our lawns, and we're going to play horseshoes. We're going to play frisbee golf. We're going to play ladder.
Darts.
Have you played ladder golf?
Yes, I have.
We're going to play that.
I don't like it.
Why?
It makes me mad.
Are you bad at it?
No.
It sounds a little bit like you might be bad at it.
I'm not bad at it.
I think we're gonna...
It's just, if you're good at it, what does that even mean? You know what I mean? Like, what does that even mean? Oh, I'm good at golf. What's it called?
Ladder golf.
Ladder golf? Oh, I'm good at ladder golf. We're talking about the one
with 2 golf balls in the end of a string, right?
Oh, I'm good at ladder golf. Oh, I'm such an athlete. Oh, no, you just throw, and it's like, that's what you get.
We're talking about...
You don't have to be... It's not a skilled sport.
It sounds like you lost really bad once, and you said, I'll never do it again.
I've never lost. I have never lost a game that I didn't deserve to win.
So you deserve to win that game of ladder golf that you played?
Yes. And I lost.
And you're not spiteful.
Because of forces outside of my control. The weather, the wind was winding. There was a lot of outside pressure on me.
From whom?
The elevation. The air was quite thin, so it was hard for me to concentrate. I was going to pass out.
Did you play it in Denver?
And the ground was uneven. So it's like, what's even the point? You know, these aren't fair conditions, so I actually don't even count it as a loss.
So obviously I'm not going to point out the flaws in anything that you've said, except the elevation thing. You live at one of like a very low elevation place, right?
I'm not like below sea level, if that's what you're asking.
How would you be below sea level?
Well, you're saying I'm so low elevation, and it's like not necessarily. I'm not below sea level like some people.
Okay, but your approximate elevation is around 600 feet. That's not very high.
But it's not 0 feet, so.
Okay, so you want to be like just standing on the ocean.
Sure. I don't even know why we're talking about this because I didn't play it where I lived. So I was playing it at a place with high elevation.
Where was it in like Colorado? Where was it?
It was on the Himalayas.
You played ladder golf. You went to the Himalayas, something I didn't know about. And one of the key activities that you partook was ladder golf.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this, but lawn darts are also illegal out there. So we had to settle for lawn golf, for yard golf. For
ladder
golf. Hey.
Lawn golf is just golf.
Happy to you, Andrew. I say happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yippee.
To the audience, I say happy belated St. Patrick's Day. And with that, I think we should talk about our first news story.
Yeah.
Which is that Monster Hunter is canceling the holiday of St. Patrick's Day.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. Wouldn't that be crazy and wild?
How
The
would that
actual
work?
news is that Monster Hunter has sold more than 8 million units, which is pretty wild. This is a sales milestone.
It's pretty what?
What? Pretty wild.
Wild?
I didn't even mean to do that. This happened in 3 days, which is very impressive, especially for the Monster Hunter series.
I'm sure it's even higher. They haven't said how much more, but like if that's 3 days and it's been a couple weeks, there's got to have been hype that's made this sell even more.
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll see Monster Hunter expand even further in the future. I think it's interesting. I wonder why this game like stuck out so much. Like I feel like Monster Hunter does generate hype, but this one feels like I don't know if like the marketing was really good or if like people have just been really wanting like a mainline Monster Hunter game for a long time. Because the last one that came out was what, Rise or was?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that was a while ago. That was what, probably like 4 or 5 years ago?
Probably like 3 or 4, yeah, because it was early in this podcast.
Yeah, because I remember playing it.
Yeah.
So.
You rode that same hype train that a lot of people are riding on this one.
Yes. So
I hope
exciting for Capcom.
Yeah, I still want to play it. I think I'm gonna wait for performance to be ironed out a little bit more, and then also for me to have more time available. And by that point, it'll be a cheaper game, I'm sure. It's gonna be nice not to spend $70 on something I can't play right now. So
yeah.
Another Japanese developer that we talk a lot about here is Sega. They went ahead and let us know that they have plans to refocus their development resources away from smaller projects and focus more on key series like Sonic, Like a Dragon, and Atlas titles. The last one's a little funny because it seems like they're like, oh, we're not going to do smaller stuff, but Atlas gets to do what they want to do, which is fair. Atlas, the games that Atlas makes hit their targets probably exactly as they need to. This concerns me a little bit only for like the big remake brigade that they've been pushing. We know about Shinobi, and I mean we know about all of them, but the only one that has been like officially revealed with date is Shinobi. And those other ones seem like smaller projects. I'm like, is Jet Set Radio safe? Probably. It looks like it's far along, but what does this mean exactly? You know? And I wonder maybe if there's a lot of smaller stuff we don't even, like, doesn't even hit our radar that we don't know about.
Are all the remakes being made in-house by Sega?
I presume. I mean, I think Sega generally works with teams that they own. And the remakes are more like reimaginings. It's not like the Shinobi one looks like the most similar to its original form, but they seem like reimaginings more than anything. So I think they are trying to keep that creatively in-house.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. This makes sense. It's just like, what smaller titles are hurting them?
Maybe it's really stuff that we don't know about. Like, maybe that is the case.
Like a bunch of mobile stuff.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I don't keep up with Sega, really. I mean...
I just feel like we talk about them so much, but it is generally those series, you know? We talk about Sonic, we talk about Like a Dragon. We talk about Like a Dragon like every week because they announce new games every other Sunday.
Yes.
And then Atlas is obviously like... I know Sega owns Atlas, but they're very much their own thing still, creatively speaking. And they have such accomplishments. They have such great accomplishments and their games sell really well, so
they need to start putting Jack Frost into the Sonic games.
Jack Frost? From okay. I like that I'm an Atlas fan and I still was like, are you talking about the Michael Keaton one or the Pixar one? Or not Pixar, DreamWorks. Not DreamWorks.
I think you are the only person on this earth who would be like, are you talking about the Michael Keaton. I know that movie holds a very special place for you, but it is absolutely atrocious to watch with my eyes.
The Michael Keaton Jack Frost film is a bad movie. However, anytime I have any sort of gathering around Christmas time, that movie is on the television literally the whole night on repeat.
It's great.
On repeat.
Great.
It is great.
It's great. Love when he... Never mind. I was just about to spoil the movie.
Dies? The point is that he dies. Like, that's the thing.
No, because he
turns into the snowman because he dies.
Yeah, but then at the end
Oh, the snowman dies.
Right.
The snowman turns back into snow, but for a second he turns back into Michael Keaton and he's like, I love you guys, to his wife and
he's
child.
Gone.
And
it's quite sad.
Yeah.
Big spoiler for that entire movie, but
don't watch it. Unless you're at my house, and then you should watch it with me.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, well.
It's great background noise, but unpleasant to the eye.
I leave it on mute.
Isn't Fred Durst in that movie, or is it someone else? No, it's, what's his name? He's like a really intense character actor. Not a character actor. He's like a really intense guy. And he's got black hair. I can't remember his name.
I have no idea.
Anyway.
As a big Jack Frost fan, no idea.
I couldn't tell you. How many times I watched that movie, I couldn't tell you. Moving on, we've got some not so great news. The Until Dawn remake developer, Ballistic Moon, has quote unquote effectively closed. They've shut down. Layoffs happened back in September, with around 40 people being laid off. And then a couple people stuck around for like the post-launch support of the Until Dawn remake. And then in December, everyone else got laid off as well. So there's like maybe the founders are still there and a couple employees, but they're, as I said, effectively closed. So not great.
I know the remake wasn't good. It was not well received. But like a lot of the decisions didn't seem like they weren't developer faults, you know? Clearly this was a silly decision by Sony to start. And then a lot of the issues were just like creative issues, you know? Like moving the camera behind the back was just inherently bad for that game. And they knew how to make, like, the graphics were impressive in the remake. The artistic vision was not quite there. It lost a lot of the charm, but like the realism was there. I don't know. It's just kind of like a waste. This feels like a waste.
Yeah, I agree. A waste of time, a waste of resources, a waste of money. It's unfortunate for these developers because I'm sure they put in a lot of hard work and this was kind of their reward. And it feels like, I don't know, it's just another thing that's like these remakes, so many of them are so unnecessary. Like I think studios sometimes see these as like not a cash grab, but an opportunity to get some goodwill and some money. But this one, like you said, just like totally not necessary.
Yeah. Rest easy. I hope that all those developers have okay time getting new work.
Yeah.
Um,
Me too.
Death Stranding 2, newest game for Kojima Productions, is coming out. We knew it was coming out this year. We didn't know when. And I think we were both, well, tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like we were both kind of leaning towards the back half of the year, like late in the year, because of the fact that it's this late in the year. We haven't, well, it's not late, but March and hearing nothing, I assumed it was going to be September, November, something like that. But there was a South by Southwest panel, and Kojima announced during a trailer, which I have not seen. I decided to not watch it, but it is a 10-minute trailer. It includes Solid Snake, who is not called Solid Snake, but he's in the game, which is really funny. It's coming out June 26th. It's really soon. I'm going to play it. You didn't play the first one, right?
Mm-mm.
You probably don't want to play the second one then.
Not really.
No, it'd be weird if you played the second one and didn't play the first. This seems like the kind of thing you gotta play the first, right?
Yeah.
But I was very shocked by the June 26th announcement.
Yeah. It was really soon, and the fact that it was announced like a week ago is like, oh, it's really only 3 months, which is wild. And also seeing this trailer, there was a lot going on as well. I don't want to spoil it too much for you, Andrew, so I'm not going to say much, but
I'm sure it was a good trailer. He knows how to make trailers.
Yeah. I know it's hard because I felt like the first game had a really good trailer. I mean, obviously there was so much hype with the first game. I'm just sort of, I'm not as locked in on this series. I did think the guy who looked like Solid Snake was cool. I mean, it's to me, it's fun that Kojima can be like, yep, that's my guy. Like, oh, okay, sure, why not? But
I'm having second thoughts right this moment about watching the trailer because the Kojima,
don't watch it.
But he knows how to make good trailers.
I know, but don't watch it.
Yeah.
Stick to your guns. Stick to your guns.
Yeah.
I will also say the price of the collector's edition was kind of crazy.
How much
Did you
is
see
it?
that? $230.
It comes with a Metal Gear, right? It's not called a Metal Gear, but it comes with a Metal Gear, right?
I'm not sure.
I think it comes with like a big Metal Gear statue.
Yeah. Wait, no.
Oh.
Yes. No.
I don't. It's not
Yes.
called that, but it is a Metal Gear from Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, I would have to look at what's in it. I mean,
That makes sense.
I appreciate people who are collectors, but it's quite a bit for me.
I almost think that's better. Like a collector's edition that's like $100. It's like, okay, you added $30. The stuff it's gonna add is either like it's gonna be garbage, you know? Like collector's editions back in the day were always like $100, so there were $40 extra, and it would come with like a figure and like some knickknack and stuff.
See, but for some people, the figure is worth it. Like, people will pay like $40 for a figure. Some of us paid $60 for a figure that still has not come yet, even though they bought it last year. But that's okay.
Hey.
I actually think it's waiting for me. Like, I got an email a few days ago that my Ghoul statue from Fallout the TV show had shipped.
Oh.
And I was like, wow. Yeah, it's a little bit alarming when you get an email from Big Bad Toy Store and you're like, oh, and you forgot that you did that, and then you are unsure of what Big Bad Toy Store is.
That sounds bad.
And then you see it on your bank statement and you're like, what is going on? But I did get an email today that I had a package waiting for me from the Big Bad Toy Store. So
wait, so
actually, it's not the pack. I don't know if that's where the package from, but I think that is what it is. I have not been keeping track of where it is because I have not tracked it. So
you might have a Ghoul downstairs right now.
Yeah, and I don't know where I'm going to put him.
How big is it?
Don't have a ton of
Isn't
space.
it only like 6 inches tall?
He's like this big.
How tall? I can only see your top hand.
He's like this. I think he's like this big.
So what, like 6 inches, 8 inches?
He's no 19 inches of venom. I'll just say that much.
I mean that's how I ordered Makoto from Persona 5 from Big Bad Toy Store, and it took.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It took like 9 months to arrive, I think.
I don't mind. I didn't mind the wait. I knew it when I pre-ordered it that I wasn't going to see it for a while.
Yeah.
But I had forgotten that I ordered it. So.
But what I was getting at is that if you pay $40 for a figure, it's going to be high quality. But if they pack it in with a video game that's $60 or $70, and they also include knickknacks and a big box and like digital stuff, that figure is actually like a $10 figure, a $15 figure. And I'm like, at that point, it's like, I'd rather just pay $40 extra to order a Ghoul on Big Bad Toy Store and wait 9 months. So $230 is crazy, but if it's like absolute top of the line quality, that makes sense. That's how much collector's items cost, you know? And the game is 70, right? There's no way it's 60. Yeah, it's 70. I'm just going to stake my life on it. Death Stranding 2 is costing $70. It's not 60.
Yes, it does cost 70. I'll tell you what's in the collector's edition because I'm looking at it right now.
Hit me.
Full game, digital download.
What? Ugh, that's bullcrap. I hate that.
So no physical copy, which is kind of crazy. Some in-game items. A Doll Man figurine, 3 inches.
Wait, is Doll Man
the puppet?
Is that okay?
Remember?
Oh, okay. So that's just a side thing. That's not the main. Okay, continue.
A 15-inch Magellan Man statue.
Okay, that's really big.
Art cards, and then a box that it comes in.
So you're paying for a giant figure.
Yeah, I mean...
That's too big. I don't have space for that.
Yeah, I still feel like that's a bit much for what it is.
I think they should just stop. I think game collector's editions shouldn't include the games anymore. And I know that sounds silly, but I feel like they should just release statues. If they want people to buy stuff, to just be like, here's a statue we're releasing on the same day, and it's $150. And people can decide if they want that statue or not. And you don't have to worry about the game being bundled. You don't have to worry about because think about it. A collector wants a physical copy. If you're fiendish enough to spend $250 on the Death Stranding 2 collector's edition, there's a non-zero chance you're going to buy a physical copy again later, which means you're just out $70 additional. But if they drop the price from like $250, is it $250 you said or $230?
$230.
Okay, if they drop the price from $230 to $160, and then you can choose whether you want a physical or digital copy, but you still get all the same stuff. That sounds better to me.
Yeah, the no physical copy is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's really annoying. And I get now
because you're not even paying for the game. You're paying for a license to play the game.
Yeah, I know most people prefer digital now. Like it is a majority digital market now. But majority digital doesn't mean nobody physical. And also the people that are buying collector's editions, those are the same people that want physical copies probably.
Yeah. Oh, well. It is what it is. It's just par for the course these days.
Yep. I'm excited for my 3 copies of the collector's edition that I ordered to arrive on June 26th.
Are you excited to be a young Japanese schoolgirl in a very scary world?
I don't feel comfortable answering that question.
Because that's what's happening in the Silent Hill F reveal trailer, which we got a couple days ago. This is the newest Silent Hill game. Definitely a different vibe than past Silent Hills. It seems to be taking place in a Japanese countryside rather than an American town.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of red flower imagery, which, you know, Silent Hill is usually quite muted. But yeah, I mean, it looks very like the body horror stuff with like flowers and plants really disturbs me. Have you ever seen the movie Annihilation?
No.
Okay, never mind.
I'm familiar a little bit with it, so I know generally. It's
a great movie. It's very much, you know, the whole premise is like people's bodies changing in certain ways. And I think obviously Silent Hill has always been sort of like that, but this feels quite visceral in a new way. And yeah, it was just a reveal trailer. I don't know, did we get a date?
No, not even a window.
No. Yeah, no, but we can wish list it now.
Yeah, I was going to say we got a wish list now is what we got. I don't
know. I think it's an interesting direction for the series to go in. Is this technically like a mainline Silent Hill game, or is it like
It's $70. Like we know about what it is. Like it's not a weird free PlayStation 5 download. It is a real game.
It's interesting.
I'm
I
keen to see more is what I'll say.
Yeah, I think that putting it in a new place is interesting, and it's sort of like what makes this Silent Hill now, because Silent Hill is a place. It's not just like a state of mind. I mean, it's definitely a state of mind, but it is a place. So I wonder like how that will translate to a new setting. I think that'll be kind of cool. But you know, I think there's also a lot to be said for like Silent Hill is a Japanese game series written and created by Japanese people. I think that it makes sense, and there's probably a lot more cultural context that will be in this entry, which will be interesting, and I'm looking forward to it. Sorry, my throat's kind of squeaking a little bit here.
You're that excited.
I can feel the vocal fry.
You're that excited about this.
I am excited to see more, like you said.
Yeah, I'm not totally confident because it is Konami, and even if they are actively earning our respect back, they still were starting from very much zero, you know? So just because Silent Hill 2 Remake was great, Silent Hill 2 Remake was exceptional. That does not mean I am all in on a new Silent Hill, especially because this does have a lot of similar imagery to that short message experiment. And I didn't like that very much at all. So I hope it's better than that.
Yeah.
But I guess in the meantime, I'll just play a new Katamari game. News that I saw. I hope we're in sync and not, because in my ears we were.
We were not. Not much right now.
I'm gonna have to edit it so that we sound in sync. I was very, very excited to hear news that there's a new Katamari game coming out. But then I heard more information. It's coming out next month. It's coming out in April, and it is exclusive to Apple Arcade, and it appears to be a live service game. It's Katamari. That's dumb.
It is a little bit weird. I do have Apple Arcade.
Are you going to play this?
Probably not. I have a hard time with mobile games. The only mobile game that I really got into for like a long time was Good Pizza, Great Pizza. Because it reminded me of being on Club Penguin, like at the pizza parlor. But now there's a new one. It's called Good Coffee, Great Coffee, which I think I would really like. That was totally off topic. I might play this. I don't know. But if it's live service, I'm kind of like...
It's a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't necessarily feel like... Well, I mean, how is that even going to be fun? I don't know. It's just...
The other thing is that, and I just checked because I knew we found out recently, but I don't know if we talked about it or if I just couldn't remember. But To a T, which is the new game by Kaita Takahashi, who made Katamari, who has been pretty vocal about the fact that he's like, yeah, I made Katamari. I was really proud of it. I didn't want to make more. Like, he was like, why do we have to make sequels? Why can't we just let things be what they are and move along? Which, you know, I have mixed feelings on. Like, there's good and bad to that comment. I don't think there's anything wrong with using an IP in interesting and fun ways if you have more ideas, you know? But I'm also just excited to play a new game from him. I played Watam, which came out, like 45 years ago? 6 years ago? When did Watam come out? You should know that.
I don't know.
But To a T is coming out May 28th, so that's really soon. And that's going to be on Game Pass and everything. And that's about that. Do you remember that one? It's about the little kid and his arms are stuck in T-pose, like permanently.
No.
It's like this cute little cartoony game, and it's just about a kid who cannot put his arms down ever. Oh. So he just lives as the letter T. So
To a T.
To a T.
I like that.
But it's like, if there's a new game from Keita Takahashi coming out, in my brain, I'm like, well, that's the real new Katamari in a sense, you know? I'm more interested in that creator's new game than I am in a new game in the a series that I like.
Yeah. I have to say, reading through this little press release from Apple is very interesting.
Oh, because it's
There's some bangers
yeah.
coming. This Puppies game looks really cute with the stickers. And Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic? Hello.
Oh, that's coming to Apple Arcade.
Yeah.
Apple Arcade seems like a good value. I just wish I could play it on a television with a controller and not on my phone, which I can't play on my phone. I don't have an iPod. iPhone.
Yeah.
I don't have an iPod.
Yeah. I can't play on my phone, but I can play on I do have my iPad baby hours where I will just like sit and play on my iPad like a baby. Hey, why don't you Pokemon Go to the polls?
Oh, I thought you were going to change the joke, but you just said it exactly as I expected.
I would not mar the language, the verbiage of that joke as it is.
Joke? That happened.
Right. I blocked it out. I block it all out. It just exists in the memory banks, but there's no context. It's removed from the context. To give you context on why I said that, Niantic, who are the developers of Pokemon Go and Pikmin Bloom and Monster Hunter Now, have sold their gaming division to Scopely for $3.5 billion. $3.5 billion, with an additional $350 million of cash being distributed as part of the deal from Niantic.
What does that mean?
So I actually truly don't.
I didn't.
It sounds
that.
really shady.
You said that. I was like, what do you mean? What does that mean?
It sounds really shady. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's not. I'm just. You don't have to say cash. If you don't know, Scopely has made Star Trek Fleet Command and Monopoly Go.
Yeah, that's the one you should.
And Marvel Strike Force. I was saving the best for last.
Oh, Monopoly Go is the one that's making people scared about this. Scopely's not nice. Scopely is like prime predatory mobile game developer.
It's actually quite interesting. I'm reading here in this story. They're owned by Savvy Games Group, which is a Saudi video game investment company from Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, which owns a 7.5% stake in Nintendo. So there's kind of a lot going on there.
Yeah.
First of all.
I mean, I think that group is specific or like deliberately not allowed to buy or not being allowed to get much more Nintendo. Like Nintendo does not want to be ever majority owned by anybody. So unless Nintendo fails, I don't think we have to worry about them getting bought or anything. But this is a weird way for Scopely and like the Saudi investment group to kind of stick their grubby mitts in the back root of this situation. That sounded really bad, but you know what I mean. This makes me nervous for Pokemon Go players who are still playing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just feel like obviously Pokemon Go is kind of a huge cash cow.
A cash mill tank? A money mill tank? There, I got it. A moolah mill tank?
Thank you guys so much for listening
to
this week's episode. No, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's great. Big fan. Big fan of that. I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of weird generally when a government is making a big purchase. Not a government, but
a government. It's fine. You could.
A government, public investment fund is quite governmental. It doesn't always feel great. So I don't. Yeah, I'm not feeling like super optimistic, but I think anyone who's played a mobile game in the past like 5 years and is truly invested in it has seen the way that they have been so horribly twisted and monetized that it's like there's just no escape. It's just happening with every mobile game. You're going to be charged an arm and a leg for anything. So unfortunately, I think that is probably what's going to happen to Pokemon Go.
Yeah, which already is a pretty heavily monetized game. So if it gets even a little bit worse, it's in pretty rough water there.
Yeah. Yeah. I the whole like Nintendo, like obviously Niantic is known for Pokemon Go. I think it's kind of interesting that Nintendo has been like, I don't know, what could they do? Like, I just don't understand how it works when this company's selling Pokemon Go to a completely different, which already obviously has that stake in Nintendo, but I don't know, it's just a lot of moving parts, I guess.
Yeah, and I think Pokemon Go is essentially like Nintendo free. Like Pokemon Go is like Pokemon Company, and even though it's like a video game, it's not connected to Nintendo. The whole Pokemon Nintendo like politics is deeply confusing because every main video game has to be a Nintendo game because they own that, like the rights to that. But Pokemon as an IP can go anywhere it wants. Um, I think they're restricted from going to other console manufacturers. That's why you don't have anything on Xbox or on PC or on PlayStation. But this is bad news, in my opinion. And I think
Yeah.
it is also funny that $3.5 billion seems like a little bit quaint now. Like $3.5 billion a few years ago would have been one of the biggest acquisitions in gaming history. But then Bethesda happened and it was like, oh, this is the new biggest. And that was what, 7.9 or something? It was just short of 8. And then that was crazy. And we're like, oh my God, $8 billion. And then they bought Activision for 80, right?
Yeah.
So $4 billion, $3.5 billion now. I'm like, chump change. Easy. No money.
Yeah.
Is there any money themed Pokemon?
Yes.
Who?
It's like he's like the little gold guy from Sword and Shield.
Sword and
I can't remember his name, but I'm looking him up right now.
Do you mean Gimme Ghoul or whatever his name is from?
Yeah, Gimme Ghoul.
He's Scarlet Violet, right? Because you had to pick him up.
Oh yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, he was like in an Elden Ring, like I'm gonna transport you somewhere else chest.
And you had to fight him.
Yeah.
Goldango. What?
Goldango is Pokemon.
Okay.
Goldango. He's like the evolved form.
Oh, okay. And he is gold.
I believe he is.
Okay, I was just trying to say chump change, but like a Pokemon version. But I think that moment is gone anyway. So.
Yeah. So Gimme Ghoul evolves into Goldango.
Okay. Chump Goldango does not sound as good though. So.
Chump Goldango. Well, I think Persian and Meowth, because they both have a little gold coin on their head.
Yeah, and they do like the little like coin toss move.
Yeah, yeah. Wo Qian. Qian Pao.
What?
Ting Lu. I'm looking at these Pokemon.
Those are real Pokemon?
Chi Yu. Yes.
Who are those?
Yes.
There's too many Pokemon.
Well, these are all Scarlet Violet, so I think they're like pseudo legendaries. And then it's like the ancient Pokemon and the Poltergeist. Is that based on? Oh, it's a little teacup. Okay, sorry.
Oh, Poltergeist?
No, it's a different version.
There's a different.
He's like in a little. He's not. It's not in the little teacup. He's in like a little matcha cup.
I didn't know that was. I knew Poltergeist because that's a good name.
I think it's because I think he's a DLC Pokemon.
Okay.
From Scarlet Violet. Because I've been really into. Okay, just for the sake of transparency, I've been watching a lot of Pokemon competitive videos because I don't know. Sometimes you just fall into these rabbit holes. I've been watching a lot of the world champion, Wolfie, and he was playing with these Pokemon, and I was like, "Who is that? Who is that man? Pokemon? Like, who? I don't know who that is. I don't like his energy. Not Wolfie. I'm talking about the Pokemon, that were being used. So anyway, so that really threw me for a loop. But I've been learning that there are many there are DLC Pokemon, And then there are like the ancient Pokemon from Scarlet and the future Pokemon from Violet, and they all count as Pokemon. So very confusing. They don't make it easy these days.
There's too many.
There's too many.
Anyway, I can't wait to play Pokemon ZA on my Nintendo Switch 2 console.
Yeah. I'm excited for you.
I don't know, when's the Switch presentation is not...
It's April.
Yeah, it's not next episode. It's the following, right? Something like that.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, it's about that time.
Sure is.
Sure is. Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode. We hope that you had a great time and that you return in 2 weeks to listen to our next episode when we might talk about other things.
We might. I like the
Maybe
implication
not.
we might just use the same news sheet and do it again.
Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Next time we talk to you, it will be spring. Spring will have sprung. So stay safe, have fun, be careful, have a good day and a good week and a good month and a good year. Bye.